Hello, welcome to another home practice video. I'm Poppy and we're going to be doing a 10-minute, I call it a floor practice. So sometimes, I'd say especially first thing in the morning or maybe last thing at night, you've got 10 minutes, you want to stretch out the legs, let the back rest. So this is a good little sequence. Yeah, let's just get going. Okay, so we're going to be on the floor for most of the sequence. You may need to have a blanket for your head. So if you know that you throw the head back, you can have a folded blanket. You will need a belt of some description, so it can be a dressing gown cord if you have a yoga belt. And especially if you've got your period, you might also need to have a brick, or you can go to the wall, but I'll fill you in on that later on. Okay, we're going to start doing a pose called Pavanamuktasana, which is a really good warm-up pose. It literally means wind relieving pose. So this is a good one to do at home on your own. Okay, always lying back with the legs bent up. Bring the feet in towards you. Have space between the shins and just pull the shins towards the thighs down towards the sacrum. Feet flexed. Yeah, so if we activate the feet, we tend to activate the leg muscles. So if at this point you think, oh, I'm looking back, you might want to reach and get your blanket to support your head. Okay, we're going to push through the right heel, take both hands to the left shin and stretch that bottom leg away. Okay, so straighten it in the air first, keep the foot active and then push it down towards the floor. Keep this knee drawing in towards you, yeah, as you press that leg down. Bring the right leg back up. Just for a moment hold both shins and then stretch the other leg out. Okay, as you put the heel on the floor, we tend to let go. So keep the leg working just as hard once you've got the heel down. And bring the leg up. So just repeat that once again on both sides. And you might want to repeat that a few times. Yeah, especially if you've got stiff hips or groins or hamstrings. Yeah. Changing sides. And try to keep the weight even across the back of the body and the pelvis as you change the position of the legs. Okay, so briefly bring the feet back to the floor. You're going to take hold of your belt now. We're going to do a pose called Supta Padangusthasana 1, and we're going to add in Supta Padangusthasana 2, which is where the leg comes out to the side. And if you've not got your period, we're going to take it across the body as well. We'll do all these variations on one side first and then move to the other. This is a bit of a time-saving way of doing it. But again, in your own practice, and we did this a bit in the last video where we did all one side first. So stretch the, I'll mirror you this time. Stretch the right leg up, have the left foot on the floor. Okay, extend up into the foot, so we're keeping that nice active foot. Draw the thigh down, have a little look at your leg, make sure it's centred, centre of the ankle and the knee. And then if you can, straighten out that bottom leg. Now if that means it's too strong on the hamstring, just keep that leg bent up, especially if you're doing this early in the morning. Okay, keeping the chest open. And you can play in this position with where the belt is on the foot. If we move the belt to the ball of the foot and pull, you get more extension on the back of the leg. If you move the belt to the heel, it connects the leg back down into the pelvis. And with the arch, we can get extension on the ball of the foot and the heel. Okay, so from here we're going to reach up with the right hand, press the left hand into the floor and take your leg out to the side with control. So try not to just flop it down. Okay, now my foot's against the wall here. If you've got your period, this is a nice way to work. So if you've got your period and you haven't got the wall, you can take a brick, okay, put it to the outer hip so that your abdomen is not being pulled with the leg, okay. Otherwise, just stay with your right leg out to the side. If you've got a hip problem, I would also say go to the wall or a groin issue, yeah, and then you can work on gripping the outer hip in. Yeah, in Iyengar yoga, we love the wall. My students will know we spend a lot of time at the wall. Okay, sorry, so we're going to come back up to the top from Supta Padangusthasana 2. Reach up with the other hand. If you've got your period, just stay in the pose we just did. Otherwise, take that top leg across the body now. You can allow that bottom foot to turn slightly. Outer hip moves away. The foot, if you can, comes closer up towards the left shoulder. Okay, that's a strong one, that one. Okay, change sides. Both feet initially to the floor. Bend the left leg up. We're back to Supta Padangusthasana 1. Yeah, just notice the difference in the legs. Yeah, you'll have one side that's stiffer than the other. And in all these poses, think about the chest lifting away from the floor. Okay. We'll go to Supta Padangusthasana 2. So now I've not got the wall there. I'm going to bend my elbow and rest it on the floor, but grip the outer hip in. Okay, so if you're flexible in the groins, the temptation is to just keep going. Okay, but now I'm losing control. So keep this straight leg thigh, pressing down, gripping to the floor almost, and then we work the muscles on the outer left leg. So if you've got your period, you stay with the leg out to the side, otherwise reaching up. Take the leg across the body. Okay, that foot tends to want to float away. See if you can keep it moving up towards the opposite shoulder. And you'll feel a nice strong stretch across the outer hips. Back up. And just hug the knees briefly into the chest. Okay, we're going to bring the feet back to the mat. Take the right ankle to the left knee and let the right knee move away from you. We're going to reach and see if we can hold that left back of the left thigh. Okay, if you can you go get a little bit more stretch and hold the shin of the left leg. Okay, if you're holding the thigh, you can use your right elbow to push the inner right knee and inner right thigh away from you. That just deepens that stretch to the outer hip. Change sides. So you can always start with the thigh, stay for a few breaths. This is a good one to practice breathing in. And then reach for the shin. Okay, and you're trying to keep that knee that's closest in towards you pressing away from the chest. Okay, so if you found that a useful stretch, repeat it. You can always take what we're doing and cut poses out or add them in. Okay, right, Urdhva Prasarita Padasana. Okay, so if you've got your period, just skip this one out, or you can repeat the one we've just done. So if you can, you bring the legs up to 90 degrees. Press the hands down, grip the thighs together. Okay, make your lower abdomen feel as if it's coming away from the thighs, like a concave feeling. And then we'll do Ekapada. So with control, bring one leg down towards the floor, it's still hovering, and back up. And repeat. So this is a good lower abdominal work here. So we'll do it 3 times on each side. Trying to keep both legs straight. And you might not go all the way down towards the floor. Yeah. However far you're going, just do it with control. And then bend the legs down. Okay, relax the abdomen. Right, we're going to go from here to Supta Baddha Konasana. So if you've got a knee problem, you can have the heels further away. Yeah. Otherwise, heels as close as you can in towards the groins. You can always shuffle the buttocks closer. Grip the outer hips, press the heels together. Stretch the arms up towards the ceiling, and then if you've got space, you can always shuffle further down the mat. Take the arms over the head. If that's too strong on the shoulders, you can try with your palms facing up towards the ceiling. Okay, or just take the arms wider. Extend and open the armpits. Stretch the thumb side away from you. Just keep control of that lumbar spine. Take a few breaths here. Okay, bring the arms back over the head. Bring the outer knees together. Hug the knees into the chest. We're going to go from here to Jatara Parivartanasana, which is a twist that stretches out the lower back. So you're going to extend the arms out, palms facing the ceiling. Okay, and we want to keep the legs as if they were belted together. So feel those outer hips gripping, a bit like Utkatasana, those of you that know that pose, and outer ankles gripping in. You're going to angle your knees slightly towards your right elbow and then take the knees up and over, kind of going over that hip. Okay, grip the legs together. And as you take the legs over, feel that your abdomen and chest move away from the legs. Okay, so try not to let that bottom leg drop. Now if you've got a period, just take the legs over. Okay, don't put extra strain on the abdomen. Otherwise, gripping the legs in and then back to the centre. Okay, just feet down briefly. Tuck the buttocks under, back to the centre, and then angle the knees in the opposite direction. And take the legs over. So press the opposite shoulder blade down to the floor. Grip the bottom knee to the top knee, bottom ankle to top ankle, and then to come up, that same action, push up with the bottom leg, back to the centre, feet down. Just take a couple of breaths here. You can take the feet further apart, rest the knees together. Okay. And then we're going to roll to the right hand side, come onto all fours and just stretch up briefly into downward dog. Okay, just to allow the head to come below the heart briefly. Okay, stretch up and back, lift the thighs. And if you need to bend the legs, do that. So downward dog is also an inversion. We get the head below the heart. And then bring the knees down. If you can, come back into Adho Mukha Virasana. If you need support for your knees, take that. Buttocks back. Keep the hands extending forwards, elbows off the floor, head down. If you need to have a break or a blanket under your head, yeah, take that now. Okay, and then we're going to come into Shavasana. So just a couple of minutes, lying back with bent legs, blanket to the tops of the shoulders. You don't have to have a blanket. Okay, lengthen the buttock flesh away, arms out to the sides. Relax the eyes, the mouth, and the jaw. Bring the attention to the breath. Okay, so if you want to stay longer in Shavasana, stay. Otherwise, bring the hands back to rest on the body. Bring the legs in towards you. Roll onto your right hand side. And let the eyes open. Come up to a seated position.